loss, a little over a year actually. He's not fought since 2023. His last loss was to a really good fighter named Chris Doe.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, Andres Fajardo. And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, representing Dragon House, David Ortega.
So Ortega in the white trunks. The green trunks belong to Andres Fajardo. It is 10th Planet Burbank versus the Dragon House in San Francisco. 2-0 for Fajardo, as I said. Ortega 1-2. They'll touch gloves. And again, David Ortega has not fought in over a year. Andres Fajardo fought just about 4.5 months ago. So big layoff. Big layoff for Ortega, who catches the leg and looks for a single. He's going to look to sweep that back leg. You can see that USA Wrestling logo tattooed on his right shoulder blade, so this kid can wrestle. And I was just saying, Jason LaChance, as you join us, David Ortega has not fought in over a year and a half, close to a year and a half.
Wow, long layoff.
Big layoff for Ortega, and only about a 4.5 month layoff for Fajardo. And there's that wrestling. He finally got the trip, and Fajardo did everything he could to stay on his feet, but Ortega finally gets that takedown.
Yeah, did I catch you right that Ortega has a wrestling tattoo?
It sure looks like he's got the Team USA wrestling tattoo on his right shoulder blade.
Okay. My goodness. Fajardo's showing some leg strength there. That's still a good amount of weight on your back.
It could be, yeah, I got to see that tattoo up closer. Nice job by Fajardo to shrug him off and end up on top. Now, what will he do with it? And giving up his back now is Ortega, and immediately taking advantage, Jason.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, he's got a lot of great movement. He's able to change positions quite quickly.
Yeah, you see these featherweights and these bantamweights, and these guys move quickly.
Yeah, out of all the fights that we tend to see, that weight class has the best conditioning. I mean, am I mistaken?
Absolutely they do. They don't got a lot of weight to carry around. They're low to the ground. Lots of oxygen down there. 10-second clock. Wayne Phillips will take a close look. Some body shots coming in there from Ortega, and he is taken down but immediately pops back up. What do you think of that round, Jason?
Solid first round, although I don't know. I'm going to probably have to go with Andres in that round. He was pretty impressive. He's taken control in a few situations, kept his composure. How about you?
You know, that's one of those rounds that could go either way, and the reason I say that is because Ortega came in very strong, and he got the takedown. He was on top for a while, but then you see the reversal and the shrug off, and ending up on top was Fajardo. Fajardo did a pretty good job there. They both sort of had their moments up against the cage with the pommels and the underhooks. I don't know, that's a close round. It's going to depend because the takedown that Fajardo got, Ortega popped right back up, so he's probably not going to get very many points for that, whereas Ortega's takedown, he held him down for quite some time. So it's going to depend on the judges and what they saw, Jason, from their vantage point. We have the ability to look at the monitor. We can see all the angles. These guys only get to see it from one side of the cage.
Right.
That's why you got 3 judges in 3 different positions. But you could be right. I think it's close. I think that round, I wouldn't be mad to see it go either way.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how they'll come out in this second one. They started a little bit slow in the first one, a little bit of measuring, but I don't know if they have that kind of time to wait.
I think Ortega's going to change levels quickly, Jason. I think he's going to shoot. I really do. It's going to be a couple of shots to lull him into a sense of security, and then he's going to shoot in. My opinion, I could be wrong.
Ortega keeping the hands up.
He's looking at his eyes, so we'll make the level change a little easier. He does try to go for a body shot there. Big shots by Ortega. Nice left, followed by an overhand right. We call that the baseball throw. Both guys land a jab there.
Yeah, he's got a mean straight jab.
Nice jab again there from Fajardo. Counters does Ortega. Ortega is circling away from the power, which I like. There's the shoot. Changed levels a little later than I thought he would, but I knew it was going to happen. Fajardo doing a good job getting right back up. I like it. And I'll tell you what, Jason, if he is a U.S. wrestler, for Fajardo to be able to stand back up as quickly as he is, that says a lot about Andreas Fajardo.
Absolutely, incredibly impressive. And it makes me wonder, is he wanting in his intent in coming into this fight? Keep it up, keep standing.
Absolutely. If you've got look at this, big shot from Andreas Fajardo, and Ortega's hurt. He's trying to fire back, Jason, but he's hurt. And that's that wrestler's instinct. You get hurt with a shot, you drop down, and you just immediately try to get that takedown.
Get a little bit of ground, get your breath back a little bit.
So again, this is going to be a hard one because 2 takedowns. Well, now he's got full mount, or at least it looks like it. Nope. Yeah, he does. So 2 takedowns and a full mount, but the big shots were landed by Andreas Fajardo, and he actually did hurt Ortega momentarily, but this is actually going to win the round for Ortega.
Well, and you can see Fajardo, too, there at one point was trying to get away from his legs being hooked, so he's got a good sense of his ground game and how to protect his strengths and weaknesses.
Absolutely.
But, man, some of those shots were pretty strong from Ortega.
Yeah, and here's the thing. I think if we go with what you said, because I didn't really pick a winner in round 1, I think if we give the first round to Fajardo, second round definitely goes to Ortega, so this third stanza is going to decide who wins this fight if we don't get a finish. And again, so just 2 minutes for these guys to work, and you don't like to leave it in the hands of the judges, but it's hard not to when you only got 6 minutes to work with. If you think about it like this, Jason, a UFC fighter or a pro MMA fighter has 15 minutes to work in a 5-minute round, 3 of them, sometimes 25 minutes. These guys have 6 minutes total, only 1 minute more than one pro round for the entire fight. So it's really a different animal.
Absolutely. Well, tonight it's been interesting because we've seen a variety of approaches. From early on in the evening, we were seeing some slower approaches, people, the fighters measuring one another. Some of the other ones charging right in, right? I mean, they were not wasting time.
Right.
Whereas this one, we're seeing a lot of different technique here that each fighter's playing to their style and the counter from one another because of that.
And that's really a product of the fact that most of our fights earlier on were brand new fighters or guys that only have 1 fight. These guys between them have 6 fights, 5 or 6 fights. So, and what I like is Ortega really is using the striking to get in and try to get a takedown, but he is landing some good shots here and there. However, right there he's eating another one, and it's almost target practice right now for Andreas Fajardo, but he's got to stop throwing that leg kick off balance like that to a wrestler. It's just not a good idea.
Yeah, Ortega's just got so much speed. I mean, to react that quick once he sees that slightly off balance and then to take down Fajardo. Trying to get into half guard here. I can't quite see, being blocked by the ref. There he goes.
Yeah, now he's going to get side control. He'll move to north-south. And this is going to be tough here because I think that if Fajardo doesn't get up and make something significant happen in the next 35 seconds, he's going to lose this fight.
Ortega's got something locked in there. I can't see.
Well, he's looking for a crucifix, or it looked like he was going to there for a second.
I mean, he's at least got him tied up and wearing him down.
I'd like to see him throwing some shots, though, here. I don't like to see a guy not work from here. Oh, he's looking for a Kimura. Not going to get it from that angle at all.
Yeah.
See, go ahead.
I'd say, yeah, especially with how potentially close it is, he needs to get ahead in those points potentially. He needs to do what he can either to get the win or at least make sure that he's the one that's ahead on the judges' scorecards.
There's got to be under 30 seconds left. Fajardo's got to spin around, put him up against the cage, create separation, and land big shots. And this is what he needs to do. And he needs to get busy. He needs to throw punches and punches. And unfortunately, Ortega knew that's what he was going to do and immediately got out of the way. And that's just not going to be enough for Fajardo to win this fight. Unfortunately, because Fajardo knew what he wanted to do, as you said, Jason, keep it on his feet, throw the strikes. But Ortega knew that's what he wanted to do, and he wasn't going to let him do it.
We're going to have a close decision.
And you're going to give it to us.
Yes, sir.
So close fight. First round was pretty close. I had rounds 2 and 3 going to Ortega. But that's my unofficial scoring. I am definitely not a judge. I've only sat ringside for about 2,000 fights. I wouldn't be shocked to see Ortega got all 3 rounds. I would be shocked if Fajardo wins the fight. Not enough to throw controversy in the mix, but I definitely think Ortega did enough to win this fight. The wrestling was just enough to overcome the striking of Fajardo, although the most significant punch definitely came from Andreas Fajardo in round number 2 when he hurt David Ortega with a big shot that stumbled him.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for these 2 fighters. And we have a split decision. And the results are 2 for Ortega.
I think he said Ortega won. 2 rounds for Ortega.
All right, let's talk with our winner, David Ortega. Heck of a victory, David. I mean, a tough fight. We had a split decision there at the end, but the decision went your way. What were some of the biggest challenges for you in that bout?
I didn't even know I was fighting until Tuesday. So if you guys want to complain about the effort and shit, I don't give a fuck because I'm a savage and I came in here and did that shit.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Taking the big W. Now, is there anyone you would like to thank? I mean, we've seen you fight. Always impressive. You're always in immaculate shape. What's the future here? And who would you like to say some thank yous to?
Big thank you to Dragon House, Empire. Those are my gyms that I train at. Big thank you to my mom, even though she hates that I do this shit. I love her. Big thank you to my dad, one of my biggest support systems. And thank you to all of you who feel some type of way, because it's just energy fueling me to be better. So it's all good.
Congratulations, David Ortega. Thank you.